Hey, I changed my gray shirt, in case anyone's wondering who watched the last video. This is a different gray shirt. The other gray shirt is over there. Yeah, so, what? Oh, I just stabbed myself. It's not gonna bleed, whatever. Okay, so, I don't know. You guys. Okay. Let's chat a bit. I don't. Ow, that actually like made. Let's tell you about the story. I almost cut my finger off. This finger I don't think you can see it. I almost cut off. So it was ghetto opening a can of beans, which is like you get a can and you take like a really sharp knife and just stab it around the edges until it opens. Just holding it, I stabbed it. The knife went whoosh into my finger. You can't see it on camera, even if I get close. I don't think so. Can you kind of see it? Yeah, you can kind of see like a little upside down check mark on my finger. So I sliced it, grabbed it instantly, turned around, and I was all like, to my friend I was living with at the time, I was all like, I just cut my finger. And she was like, what? No. And I took it off and she starts freaking out. And I'm in a state of shock at this point. I'm like, yeah, my finger cut. That's cool. And so, I was gonna drink that. She called her fiance, and she was like, she ran in there. I'm like squeezing it over the sink. I'm bleeding a lot. We'll get to why. And she gets him, and she's like, she cut her finger. She almost cut her finger off. And he's like, you guys are fucking with me. No, she didn't. And he comes out there and he sees me. I'm standing at the sink and he sees my finger and like there's blood in my hand dripping. The sink's like filled with blood. And he looks at me and he goes, oh shit. I'm like, yeah. Yeah. So then he turns into Dr. Mode. He runs. She's still like in shock. She's in shock more than I am at this point. And he runs and he goes, gets a clean pair of his boxers and packing tape. And then he's like, all right, we have to clean it. I was like, this is where I came back out of shock and I started having a panic attack about this. We had to clean it with soap and, I looked at him, I was like, you gotta give me a chair because I am not gonna be able to do this. And so he just puts my finger under hot water, or cold water, whatever water. I had it upside down so the blood would go like that. And just started dripping soap on it. And you can't really wash it because there's a giant flap of skin and we don't want to have to lose the skin. And so he's just like squirting soap on it and I'm like freaking out. And then he looks at it and he's like, all right, cool. So then he gets his boxers and he rips them and he cuts a piece and he wraps around my finger and he wraps giant packing tape around it. Worst way possible to fix a wound, but you know that you gotta do what you gotta do. So then the next day woke up, my finger healed this way instead of this way. You know, like so all your fingers go up, this finger wants to stay like this instead. So I didn't go to the doctor for it. The next day we go to Pionic, which is the place he worked at. and we got first aid shit, like gauze, all this stuff. And then we go to her mother's house, and we're chilling. Or he fixes it at Pionic. And then we go to her mother's house, and they're like, oh, let me see it. It's because we have to change it every few hours because it's still bleeding a lot, and it's like gross because if you put gauze on skin that you're trying to like put back on without having to, you know, the gauze will grow into the skin. So we had to change it pretty often. And we get to her mom's, and I'm like, all right, we got to change it. So my hand's on the table. My dad's like, you don't need stitches. You don't need to go to the doctor. This is like a man's thing. Watch. And then my friend's mom was all like, oh my God, you need to go to the ER. You need stitches. And she was like, you need stitches. And I was like, no. My dad's like, you don't need stitches. Her mom's boyfriend was like, no, you don't need stitches. You're fine. We got you. And they take it off, and they see it, and they're like, oh my God. I'm like, oh yeah. At this point, it had already started scabbing, so that's why, like, I don't know. Skin's like really quick at healing, if that makes sense. And then I had to leave it, and I had to start like doing my own physical therapy with it, like, because if I didn't, it would have been healed like this, and now it's just like kind of like that. I had to just like keep doing this with the gauze on it, like doing things, because what happened was as I cut through like this piece of my finger I don't really feel, and the other is just kind of tingly when you go over it or stab it. See, look. So I cut nerves and tendons, so like if I stretch it you can feel it pull. Well, you can't, but I can. You can feel it pull inside, and it sucks, but it hurt. It burned. It was clean. There were no beans in it. The beans were clean, but it was stuck like that for like I think a week or two, and it sucked because I couldn't like use it. So I was like doing things like this, and he tried to like bandage it like this, but it just wanted to go back like that, and it hurt bad. It sucked. Don't ghetto open a can of beans. If you don't have a can opener, go buy one at the 99-cent store. Just do it, because that hurts. And now I have like minimal feeling, and if I like slam it in something or step on it or hit it really hard on something, it hurts in like a deep pain, but I'm not in pain, like it just hurts. And it's like a tingling, like it needs to be itched, but it's not an itch. It's like a tingle pain. And, you know, I probably should get it looked at, but, you know, it's fine. Like, if I do what I just did really hard, it'll, like, you know, like when you hit your foot really hard, you jump off something on the ground, it, like, hurt tingles. That's what this does, but, like, a deeper hurt. But, yeah. I don't have any pictures of it, because I don't know how to insert, like I said, I'm on a shitty laptop that doesn't have editing program, so most of my videos are shot in one go, and that's why they're kind of bad. But that's the story of the time I almost cut my finger off. I did it another time when I was a little kid, but that one was fine. I just ripped it open with the Vienna sausages. But yeah, moral of the story: buy a can opener if you don't have a can opener. Point blank, period. Can openers are needed. Do not ghetto open canned beans. Once again, still, don't have an intro, don't have an outro. So, thanks for watching. Subscribe. I know it's somewhere on here. Subscribe. I think it's going to be over here or over here. Subscribe. Like it and click the bell. But you know, you don't have to, but I would appreciate it because I'm trying.